Mike, was that a pretty complete effort? Did you feel like that, especially getting on the forecheck, forcing turnovers, playing pretty well, keeping the puck to yourselves for most of the night?
We did a better job of getting to, we're a lot closer to 60 minutes than we have been. And, they were rewarded for that. I thought, a lot of different guys pulled a piece of the rope tonight, and they played for each other. And the good thing is they were rewarded for it. And so that's, tonight was growth for us.
Mike, from a defensive standpoint, I think you allowed 16 shots for the game, 3 in the final period. Is that indicative do you think the third period was the best period defensively, or is that just the way the stats unfolded, and kind of what were your thoughts on how your team kind of closed things out defensively?
I liked our third period, and it's something that the group has focused on here from the get-go, the beginning of the year, and trying to finish out games. And again, I thought we went out in the third period and we played disciplined, and we're able to play our entire bench over that time. And when you can do that, you can share the minutes. And our shift length in the third period was the best period we had, as far as guys not trying to extend shifts in the offensive end. And again, I thought they were rewarded for it.
Fitzgerald is scoring in bunches this season. I guess he gets 3 against Lindenwood, 3 tonight. When he gets going, it's a big thing for your team. He scored 6 all of last year. He's got 7 already. This just feels like something that is, you talk about growth. These are the building blocks for a good season for him, aren't they? But stacking everything he's done together so far.
Really, and I appreciate you bringing that up. He's somebody that's given a lot over the last summer to refocusing and building confidence through his work ethic. And even at times when he has not maybe been productive offensively as far as being rewarded for the work, he's blocking shots, he's killing penalties, he's winning face-off shorthanded. It's amazing in this game that I think when you give, you get. And he's been giving a lot, and it's great to see him have some success. Well, one thing we've been trying to poke him a little bit is to shoot the puck a little bit more, and he grabbed that one and snapped it off, and we had some traffic out front, and he was rewarded for it.
Minnesota, it's been a couple years since you guys beat Minnesota. How important is it to? I know it's only one game, but how important is it just to kind of put that behind you? That string.
You know what? It's just once you get into the Big Ten play, it's important to garner points when you're at home, and so for us, we played with a little bit of fire early by going to the penalty box, which we talked about, trying to not have that come. But I thought our guys, including our goaltender, did a really good job at making sure that didn't go up on the board. And so, we keep talking about living our dailies and trying to progress our group. The thing that I liked tonight was the maturity in the third period to stay out of the box, find a way to extend a lead, and defend the way that we did. And the best way to defend is if you have the puck. And I thought the guys did a really good job of that in the third.
Last Saturday, Montgomery follows Hensler, or whichever way. It was the other way today. But getting goals right after an earlier goal, how big was that for, building the belief and the momentum that, the shots are here, but you weren't all that far different until you got some separation there.
Well, one thing I liked is, Zelenoff ends up making a really good play there. Kukkonen finds a way to win a stick battle and gets it below the goal line. And, I'm going to give Zelly this is the thing that I really appreciated about him tonight. He turns the puck over, it goes the other way. And, he wore it for maybe 15, 20 seconds, flushed it and went right back to work. And the game rewarded him for it. That's a big-time play from the back wall, and he put it right on Monty's tape. And you're seeing Monty grow up in front of us. But actually, that line, I thought for us in the first period and a half, they were dynamic offensively, defensively. When they were on the ice for the majority of the time, it was in the other end. And when we can have guys that we're talking about that are, two freshmen with a senior and going out and establishing that when maybe we couldn't find another group to do that early. I thought those guys were really good through the first period and a half.
You kind of touched on, during the first two periods that there were, I think you had 4 penalties you had to kill. You killed 3 of them. And as far as that phase of the game goes, what did you just kind of see that allowed your guys beyond the goaltending to really kind of get through those tough moments for the most part?
Yeah, well, first of all, you don't want to give Minnesota 4 power plays, they're in a situation where I thought our 3. I thought the first one, and then if you're taking away scoring opportunities and you're doing things that you make a decision to say, hey, you know what, this isn't going to go in, and you take a penalty, you do need guys to step up and then clean that mess up if you can. And we've had different guys. At times it's been Daniel, but I'm going to say our defensive core, and you go 7, 22, 13, and 19 did a really good job of making sure that those didn't go up on the board. And I know we gave up 1, but for the most part, I thought our penalty kill did a really good job. And we were leaking oil early as far as taking a few penalty minutes, and then I thought our guys settled right in and got back to being disciplined. And again, it was a benefit for our entire group.
I'm just curious, after Blake's goal, you put Zelenoff and Blake and them right back on the ice, or left them out there. I don't know, had they been out for a while, or was that just kind of a, hey, you've been having good shifts, get back out there and see if you could have another one?
Yeah, they hadn't been out long, but a little bit of that, you can look at it and you can say, okay, they come to the bench and you're going to pop them right back out there because they're feeling it a little bit. It was good to see them stack that right back up and get right back to business. And, that was Zelenoff's best game. And that line, maybe up until this point, we're trying to find a little bit of rhythm there. We're trying to find a group that maybe we can rely upon to stop the bleeding or give us some momentum. And that line did tonight. When you've got 2 freshmen on that line with an old guy like Kyle, I think Kyle's done a really good job at managing those guys, and those guys are going out and enjoying playing together.
Coach, it's kind of a weird Thursday-Saturday series. What changes for you this weekend? What's the plan for practice kind of tomorrow and then Saturday? How does this series kind of change things from that standpoint?
Yeah, because we haven't gone through this before, we're working with some different things. I was just talking with our staff and our strength coach on our plan for tomorrow. Our goal is to make sure that our batteries are as charged as they can be for Saturday. And so, with the late start, and we've got some guys that they got some business tomorrow, and it has nothing to do with hockey. They got to go to class, and they've got to do their other part of the job. So we'll manage that a little bit, whether it's ice time tomorrow or whether it's what we do on Saturday morning as far as our pregame skate. But everything really is focused on us having as much energy as we can when that puck drops on Saturday.
If you had to guess the one other Badgers player that's scored 2 hat tricks in a season in the last 25 years, who would you throw out there?
Cole? Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if it would be difficult.
No, I was starting to go, no, you got to remember, I'm a little bit longer in the tooth, so I start going back decades. But when you talk about goal scoring in this jersey, and actually in a Montreal jersey, Cole Caulfield is probably the one that comes to your mind. Yeah.